It's about midnight here. I need some food, and while I was walking to the store, I saw a homeless guy that left an impression in my head. He was all skin and bones, so I'm gonna drop him some food. He's asleep right now, but when he wakes up, it's gonna be a happy camper right there. My man, got you some bars right there.
Oh, hey, thanks, man.
No problem, man. Take care of yourself.
Hey, you too, brother.
Right?
Appreciate it.
Anytime. Don't always worry about yourself. Think of others. Alright, for real now. I gotta get some sleep. I gotta be up in 6 hours. Alright. What's cracking, people? I just want to put a little video together for you guys to show you guys how the photo shoot for Muscle Tech went in Miami. And I wanted to tell you guys on how to get prepared for a photo shoot and what it kind of entails as a whole. So I flew out there and I had like 2 days notice. So typically they give you like 2 weeks with like a sponsorship, but I mean, sponsors run it differently. It depends on who your sponsor is. So I flew out there like last minute, got there, and it was like a week before the show, so I couldn't really eat that much, but I carved up a little bit before the shoot. And then we went right into shooting. Now when you shoot with like these people and they work with professionals all the time, they expect you to show up looking like a professional 24/7. Doesn't matter what the circumstances are. So they want you to be in the best possible shape 24/7. So this shoot was like it was a video shoot. So we were doing like workout for like working out like a whole body, and it was to promote like supplements within Muscle Tech. And they expect you to be the strongest, but at the same time, your leanest. So like, you can see in this video, like right now, I'm about to play it, that they loaded up the incline bench with like, I think it was like 275 we went up to. I don't know if I have it on video, but like, I'm sitting there and I'm like $185 just struggling. And they expect you to push it up for a few reps. So I mean, you gotta work through it and just bust it out. But that's a hard thing, being a natural athlete and then dieting all the way down, and then, oh, it's time to go and be the strongest you could possibly be, you know what I mean? Just for a video. And that was kind of tough, but another thing to get like prepared for one of these shoots is like your stamina's got to be crazy through the roof. We must have shot for like 4.5 hours. Like it was like a 6-hour job total, like getting ready. But we probably shot for a good 4.5 to 5 hours, and it was like nonstop. It was like, Brandon, you need some water? Okay. Brandon, can I get you some food or anything? Okay, no, I'm good. Like it was like back to back. All right, let's get to shooting, get to working, and it was like no breaks. So you got to be ready for all of that, I guess. But another thing was, a lot of people kept asking me, especially when I got home from Miami, was how did you get sponsored? Like, what did you do to get sponsored? So I want to start from like how I started with all this. So I started really young, and I always thought like, you need a sponsor. Like I gotta get a sponsor and that'll boost my career. Like that's not true. So I started really young, probably like 13. Around 17, I started sending emails out to everybody like, hey, I need a sponsor, I need help. Entering shows is expensive, and I was doing shows like all the time. But I would send emails out every single day trying to get a sponsor. And at the end of the day, I just realized, like, you don't need a sponsor to do what you love. Like, I love going to the gym. I'm just going to keep going to the gym. Kept going to the gym. I got in contact with Muscle Mania. Muscle Mania kind of turned me on to promoting myself via social media. So I started doing it, and it's been going really well. Now, how did Muscle Tech contact me? Because that's exactly what happened. Muscle Tech contacted me. So they reached out
I'm signed with two different agents right now, and I sent the guy's contact info to the agent, and I was like, hey, is this legit? And my agent was like, it's very legit. This is Muscle Tech. I know them personally. Are you interested in the job? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So where I'm going with this is like, it took years. Like I was 17 sending out emails every day for literally a year. Nobody was interested. Everybody kept shooting me down. Now I have people knocking at my door left and right. But it's because of the consistency, okay? And it's because of me promoting myself. Social media too. These people, social media is like huge in this industry. In every industry, I think, really. And you got to be able to put yourself out there, like, no matter what. And the number of followers you have, it matters to these people. Like it might not matter to me. Like, I don't really care. But, like, to these people, it's like, how much exposure are they going to get out of you? How many likes do you get and stuff like that? So you got to keep all that in consideration. You can't let that also sway from your goals and stuff like that. Like, this is just part of the process of growing and like, becoming your own. You know what I mean? So a lot of you youngsters coming up in the sport, don't get caught up on a sponsor. Like, yeah, it helps, but it's not everything. I always say, like, if you follow my Snapchat, I do like questions on Mondays and stuff. I always say, I have a lot of like 15 to 16 year olds, 15, 16, 17, a lot of teenagers basically. And they're like, how do you get like what do you do? And like, the simplest way I could explain, like, the most valuable thing anybody's ever told me was educate yourself on nutrition. And once I got that down, like, I mean, gains started coming like left and right. I mean, it was just crazy. So I always tell people, educate yourself in areas that are lacking. If your training is lacking, you need to educate yourself in it. If it's the diet, educate yourself. I constantly, every single night, I always read, and I feel like that's helped me tremendously. So keep that in mind and always be willing to learn. Don't let your ego be like, oh, I already know that. And if somebody does tell you something you already know, listen to them, because maybe at the end of that sentence, they might have something valuable for you to hear. So don't be so ignorant and always listen to what people have to say. Yeah. That's basically sums up the trip and how I got Muscle Tech and whatnot. And I hope the video motivated you, and check out my Snapchat. Participate in the questions on Mondays. Brandon Fleehan on Snapchat, no space in between. I got a few more shoots coming up and a couple more shows and whatnot, but stay tuned.